Und herzlich willkommen zurück zu einem weiteren Video von Loco Motive. Wir haben letztes Mal die Sprachaufnahme geholt von Lady Unterwald. Das heißt, wenn uns jetzt hier auf dem Weg nichts dazwischen kommt, können wir den Safe öffnen.
Hello again?
Oh.
Not. Let's see if the lock responds to Lady Unterwald's voice recording.
Thank you for calling the Royce Express onboard service. This call may be recorded for training purposes.
It worked! I think that did it. Stand back, Arthur. What is all this paperwork? This is one of Lady Unterwald's wills, all right. Another will? Wait, there's another one. And another. Oh, dear. There are hundreds of wills here. Every alteration Lady Unterwald ever made. These could go back years. Somebody would have to go through all this paperwork to check.
Ich glaube, er ist glücklich darüber.
My goodness. Finally, some bureaucracy. $62,015? 62,016?
So, did you find what you were looking for?
Not exactly. I'll still need to locate the lost will, but I should be able to compare it against these revisions. How's the espionage going? The safe didn't contain any financial records, if that's why you're here.
No, that's not the reason I came. Listen, I recorded a suspicious phone call shortly after the death of Lady Unterwald.
What kind of phone call?
Here, you can play it on your recorder.
Please, I just need more time. We had an agreement, Herman. I don't want to have to call off our deal. It's not my fault.
You'll just have to figure it out. We believe in you.
I have to go. It's not safe here.
That's Herman. He sounded terrified. Do you think he's wrapped up in Lady Unterwald's death?
I can't say for sure, but I think it's time we found out.
Okay.
Herman?
Das ist mal eine andere Perspektive für die
Herman's
Räume.
belongings are still here. It doesn't look like he fled. Let's take a look around. Maybe we'll find a clue.
Erstmal haben wir hier das Testament. Ich weiß nicht, ob ich was kaputt machen kann. Ich würde gerne speichern, glaube ich, aber...
What drives a man to own this many bow ties?
Your guess is as good as mine. But we're not here to pursue crimes of fashion.
Still mighty suspicious, if you ask me. I can't say I've read any of these before, and I don't think I'll be starting now. Herman Mermann and the Suburban Burden. Not one of his better titles. These must be unfinished works. Looks like those twins were rifling through Herman's belongings.
Stimmt, die sind ja,
They give me the heebie-jeebies.
hier eingebaut. Das habe ich ganz vergessen.
It's a cheap whisper note knockoff. No self-respecting writer should be opting for an off-brand model.
Are you comparing office supplies right now?
It's a small collection of Dirk Chiselton adventures. The paperbacks are dog-eared, like he read them in a bad mood. Aha! I've got you this time! No, don't you dare! It's Lady Unterwald's will. It must have traveled down the carriages.
Okay, wir haben uns letztes Mal ja das hier zusammengebastelt.
All right, here goes nothing.
Well done, Arthur.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Hello? Is that you, detective?
Hey, you're not Herman. What are you doing here?
Oh, we were just,
We could ask you the same question.
We were looking for the detective. Wait, what's that you're holding?
Oh, this is just a piece of paper. All very inconsequential.
You found the missing will. We can do the reading now, Mr. Ackerman.
I don't think that's a good idea.
We should get started right away.
There's still a lot of cross-referencing we need to
Oh, we insist.
Ah, toll.
Well, Arthur, what does it say? I'm not sure I should...
Oh, get on with it.
All right. It reads as follows. I, Lady Unterwald, being of sound mind and legal capacity, leave my entire estate to... Arthur Ackerman.
What?
You poisonous goat! You turned her against us.
We were right to distrust you. Hand over that will. Hey, that's your hearing horn.
It's all starting to make sense now.
What is it, Mother?
Arthur clearly manipulated my dear sister's living will in his own favor.
No!
Then murdered her to claim the estate for himself.
It's not what it looks like. Oh dear.
Seize him!
Wir haben Teil 2 durchgespielt und sind Teil 3, der kuriose Fall des Herrn. Nicht ein ähnliches Adventure-Game mal? Oh, wir spielen Hermann.
I assure you, detectives, these restraints are unnecessary.
Hermann Mermann, as I live and breathe. I hope you don't mind me saying, but we're big fans of your work. Isn't that right, Bailey?
Oh, I mean, yes, I could hardly contain my excitement.
We were thinking, maybe you could help us out, Herman.
Well, I'm always happy to assist a fan.
Maybe you could tell us what happened on the Royce Express.
You want to know about the Royce Express?
We wanted to give you the opportunity to set the record straight.
What do you say?
Ich find's cool, dass wir ihn jetzt spielen erstmal. Ich wusste, dass wir mehrere Charaktere spielen. Ich wusste nicht, dass Hermann einer ist. Außerdem finde ich es cool, dass wir praktisch noch im selben Büro sind, wie wir ganz zu Beginn mit Arthur reingegangen sind. Mit den gekippten Dings und so. Das ist cool.
Don't you think I should speak to an attorney?
You hear that, Bailey? The man wants to speak to an attorney.
Brave man. Especially after all the legal trouble Mr. Ackerman has landed you in.
I suppose it couldn't hurt to regale you with a new Herman tale.
That's a boy.
Can you tell us your earliest memory from that day, Herman?
Let me think. I believe it all began at my publisher's office. I just pitched my latest novel, you see. It was going down in absolute storm.
Thank you, Herman. What an interesting pitch.
And what a title! Hermann Mermann and the Suburban Burden.
And we just think it's so brave of you to come here and pitch us another crime novel.
Especially considering the current landscape.
Thank you! But what do you mean?
Well, there's no easy way to say this.
The data indicates a sharp decline in your particular brand of fiction.
We've also run into some problems with your branding deals.
Surely not the Herman Mermann dolls! You assured me they'd be a hit!
I'm afraid so, Herman.
Nein.
can't even give these away.
Stop that! I don't like it! Well, what do you suggest we do?
Not to worry. We're already prototyping an exciting line of Dirk Chiselton products.
Stop that! I don't like it!
Ahem. This is just a prototype, of course.
Very much still in the early development phase.
So that's it then. I've been replaced?
No. Nobody said you're being replaced, Herman.
We're simply... how do we say this?
Exploring new avenues.
Yes, that's it.
I do feel you're making a big mistake here. Hermann Mermann and the Suburban Burden is a gold mine.
I'm afraid it's ultimately out of our hands, Herman. But if you feel strongly about this idea, we could always petition the board.
Board?
The board.
Nice.
If you dare. Behold! I alone control the means of production.
Go ahead, Herman.
Just place your manuscript into the slot and we'll give the old algorithm a spin.
Oh, so close.
Determining market value. An appealing protagonist. Margins below threshold. Unsatisfactory target demographic. Manuscript denied.
Well, there you have it.
We all really enjoyed your pitch, but the board doesn't seem to agree.
If you have anything else to
Na,
pitch,
wenn's das
we'd be glad
Rad
to hear
sagt.
it, though.
Don't quit your day job.
Wait, you want me to pitch something else?
You're a valued client, Herman. Just let us know when you're ready.
Oh, okay, wir sind woanders. Ich habe gedacht, wir spielen nur im Zug. Das war natürlich wieder grandios, dass wir mehr haben.
It's the manuscript to my latest masterpiece, Hermann Mermann and the Suburban Burden.
Dass wir wieder hier ein anderes Symbol haben, das ist natürlich super.
I'm assuming this doubles as the out tray. There's a rejected manuscript in here already. Waste not, want not.
Das ist cool, dass wir jetzt natürlich mehrere Szenen haben. Vielleicht landen wir auch noch im Zug, wer weiß.
It's the romance novel I retrieved from the bin. Perhaps I should have left it there. No.
Okay, wir können nicht.
I'll just grab a cup of water. Oh, it certainly looks refreshing.
We infuse the water with a hint of lemon, you know.
Another typically overcast day in London.
Noch hat er das, glaube ich, nicht gesehen, aber ich weiß.
What do we have here?
Oh, wir haben ganz viele... Ah ne, wir haben nur...
Oh, it's weighty. Could be 70,000 words by my estimate. Oh.
Willst du aufmachen?
That doesn't work.
Offensichtlich noch nicht.
I see a letter opener and a mini stapler.
Hey, hands off!
Ja, also unser Ziel ist es, das zu holen, nehme ich an. Uff.
It's a pile of recalled Hermann Mermann merchandise.
Closer to a towering stack, if you ask me.
I was thinking it's more of a monument to rejection.
Thanks for the input. These boxes likely contain manuscripts from my peers. It's a pile.
Closer to...
So, das ist dasselbe. Wir können den Poststapel aber nicht nehmen.
The boxes seem to be filled with popcorn.
It's a great loose-fill packaging material, you know.
It's also the cheapest thing we could find.
I'll just take a handful.
Das ist immer gut. Jetzt haben wir Popcorn. Das ist eine Taube.
I don't need to call anyone right now.
Okay, mal erstmal weiter. Erstmal alles
They
angucken.
won't mind if I borrow this.
Auch noch die so halb auch mit Dirk Chisel. Macht Sinn.
I have a great deal of sympathy for the pigeon. Misunderstood, not particularly popular, considered a nuisance more than anything.
You know, a lot of our focus testing said the same thing about you, Hermann.
Okay.
Dirk Chiselton, my arch nemesis. What does he have that I haven't got?
An adoring fan base.
Critical acclaim.
Upper body strength?
Body Strength ist gut. Okay, wie tun wir sie ablenken, ist die Frage.
How can I help, Hermann?
I have a few questions about the board.
I'd be happy to help. What do you want to know?
Do you have any advice for getting the board on my side?
That might not be the best approach, Hermann. The board isn't capable of taking sides. That's the beauty of it. The board can't demonstrate emotions like hate or loathing. Although I'll admit it really took a disliking to that pitch of yours. It all comes down to the right input. If you put rubbish in, you're going to get rubbish out. No?
The right input. What would happen if the board stopped working?
Well, if the board were ever to go down for maintenance, we do have a failsafe in place.
What's the failsafe?
It would fall to the three of us to take on the risk of approving or denying a manuscript, an informed but ultimately human decision.
Thankfully, it's never come to that.
Okay, also wir haben die Möglichkeit, das Board komplett kaputt zu machen, also das Rad kaputt zu machen.
How does the board
Oder
identify a good manuscript?
wir machen halt ein gutes Manuskript, aber das kriegen wir wahrscheinlich nicht hin. Nehme ich an.
So, we started by feeding the board every bestseller from the past decade, building ourselves a large data set to pull from.
Then we added our own weighting to the system based on today's trends, our target demographic, and the current market conditions.
Using the power of machine learning and various algorithms, the board reads the manuscripts we feed it and makes a determination on the probability it'll resonate with our audience.
Oh dear, I can see your eyes are starting to glaze over. How can we really boil it down for him?
If you stick a script into the slot and pull the lever, the board decides whether we'll have a bestseller on our hands or an embarrassing flop.
All of that fallible human decision-making has been totally removed from the equation, you see. It's a much fairer system.
Ah, I see. Actually,
very well.
Okay.
Have you received any good pitches lately?
Nothing comes to mind. I'm afraid the board has been a little picky lately. There's the latest Chiselton, of course, but we haven't submitted that to the board yet.
Dirk Chiselton sent over a manuscript?
Oh yes, it's likely sitting in our inbox as we speak.
It's safe to say we're all excited about that one.
Indeed.
Wahrscheinlich nichts, doch.
Are you sure you can't approve of my work?
Das wird ja nichts
Sorry,
bringen.
Hermann, but everything has to go through the board now. If the board doesn't give the green light, then we're out of luck. Now keep trying. I'm sure you got plenty of ideas floating around in that head of yours.
Oh, yes, I'm positively brimming with new ideas.
That's the spirit.
I should...
We're...
Okay, wir müssen sie immer noch
mind,
ablenken.
Mr. Mermann?
Tell me about this Dirk Chiselton character.
Well, Dirk is our best-selling author right now. The public can't get enough, and the board just loves him.
Our market research suggests his stories are a huge part of the appeal.
They're all true tales from his time pounding the pavement, you know?
So I've heard.
You could learn a thing or two from him, Herman. Dirk is hitting all our core demographics, and you know what they say.
Was sagt man? Geht es um mich?
Must I submit my application through the board?
There's no need to be frightened of the board, Herman.
What happened to all the script readers I used to see around here?
The board felt they'd get in the way.
Weak, fragile creatures, bound by their miserable corporeal forms.
What kind of literature did you feed the board again?
We gave it everything we could get our hands on.
We thought the algorithm would benefit from a wide-ranging pool of information.
And you're sure all this information hasn't made your board a little unhinged?
My rage knows no bounds.
Ja, ich finde, er klingt ziemlich normal.
All tremble before me. Look upon your works and despair, for I am testament to the folly of man.
Oh, sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
What are they saying? Is it about me?
You've heard the expression, out with the old, in with the new.
I take it that I'm the old in this equation.
You've had a good run, but haven't you considered stepping aside? Perhaps it's time to let Dirk have his time in the sun. No? Trust me, you'll want to jump before you get pushed.
You're saying I'm to be pushed out?
No, nobody's saying that. But your sales haven't quite met our expectations, and you have to agree the board has taken a rather active dislike to you. It's important to remember this isn't personal, Herman. It's just business.
Well, it feels pretty personal to me.
Der Arme.
It's all right if you disliked my latest manuscript.
It doesn't matter what I think. It's the board you have to convince.
Ah, so you do like it.
I didn't say that.
I should probably get back to formulating my pitch.
Step to it, Mr. Mermann.
Ja, noch?
Talk to me, Hermie.
Können wir gucken, wie wir weitermachen.
Are you sure you can't approve the suburban burden?
Sorry, Hermie. If the board doesn't approve, I just can't help you.
So you can't think for yourself? You go along with whatever the board decides?
It's a medical condition, okay? My doctor calls it an intuition deficiency.
You suffer from an intuition deficiency?
I'm a textbook case for chronic indecisiveness.
What are you going to do about it?
I haven't decided yet.
Klassiker.
What's happening with the Hermann merchandise?
Oh, you mean the Hermann Mermann merch line? Well, I have to say I love it, Hermie. Just love it.
Well, that's a relief.
No, I really do have to say I love it. It's a contractual obligation.
I'm afraid our target demographic is finding the doll a little...
off-putting.
Unpleasant.
repellent, yes.
Why are there so many Hermann dolls in your office?
The stores couldn't ship them, so I guess they got sent back.
Luckily, we made them on the cheap, so we didn't take too large a hit.
I didn't realize you could pack a doll with that much sawdust, but we made it work.
I'm a little concerned about Dirk Chiselton.
Herbie, are you really afraid of some healthy competition? There's no need to assume the worst. We may not even have to make a choice between you.
So, you wouldn't end our relationship to chase larger numbers?
Like he said, we may not even have to make a terrible but obvious choice.
Okay, das war's
I
mit
should
ihm.
probably...
Dann müssen wir gleich gucken, wie wir hier fortfahren. Aber hier mache ich erstmal einen Cut. Ich bedanke mich recht herzlich fürs Zusehen. Schaut gerne unten in die Beschreibung, da findet ihr Links zu den anderen Social Media Kanälen. Es würde mich sehr freuen, wenn ihr auch da reinschauen würdet. Und dann sehen wir uns beim nächsten Mal. Ciao, ciao.